You clicked on this video because we are constantly facing self doubt while you're working on your goals. And I completely understand that. It feels very hard to achieve a certain goal. For example, you're starting a business or you're just getting inside of business or maybe you are already into business and you are having self doubt to go to the next level. Maybe that your goal could be to go to $10,000 a month or maybe 20,000, 50,000, $100,000 a month, right? So at that point of time, what you need to is self doubt. What people think, what the general definition of self doubt is lack of faith, lack of faith in oneself, right? A lot of time people lose faith in themselves is because of the conditioning they have inside of the society, right? Because of our uh, the school system, because of our college system, and the whole educational system is kind of like an indoctrination system, right? They try to instill they kind of like try to instill beliefs that helps you to make you a slave, right? It helps you to make you a corporate slave, or kind of like a guy, kind of like a machine who can work for money, right? Just exchange money for exchanging the time, right? Now you need to understand all these beliefs or all these self doubts, or the reason I'm getting self doubt is because of the conditioning, and these kind of conditioning are ingrained in us from the very early age, right? So, firstly, you have to understand that yes, it is a conditioning, and yes, you can change your beliefs, right? Because changing your beliefs is the most important thing you need to do in order to grow from a financial perspective, right? Because you need to become a person who can handle such kind of money, right? So in this video, we're going to talk about in detail, right? So if you like these kind of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if you want to work one-to-one with me, then you can find a link in the description. You can go ahead and book a call with my team, and we'll see if we can help you there. Definitely will. So let's talk about goals, because a lot of people have very misconception about goals. Goals is not only about writing that down and just giving the timeline, because I'm telling you from experience that that's not how you achieve your goals, right? And the way you set your goals, for example, if you are now at maybe $1,000, $2,000 a month, or you're just starting your business, you want to raise $10,000 a month. Firstly, you need to understand you need to become that person who can handle $10,000 a month, right? Because what do you think? Like, you are making this kind of money, $1 to $2,000 from one client or two client, or merely that, right? When you make $10,000 a month, imagine that kind of stress that you'll have by becoming that person, right? So, firstly, you need to be ready to become that person. Now, the problem that we face is not generally is we get self doubt when we want to reach to that certain level and we want to work towards that. We often get a lot of self doubt that can I do it? Can I do it? Right? And this this is because of a very deep reasoning that I'll tell you in this video, right? So maybe a lot of people will not understand this, and a lot of people will not comprehend that, and you can leave this video. Uh, I don't want those kind of people who don't believe in frequencies and everything, right? So because everything in this world is created around energy, and if you study everything around energy, it will be very easier for you to understand everything, even your goals, even the money, even the relationship, everything. If you understand everything based on frequencies and energies, then it will be very easier for you to navigate through life, right? Now, the people who don't believe in frequencies and all the stuff, then just stop using Wi-Fi, just stop using Bluetooth, because all of those technologies are based on these concepts, right? So you need to first understand, as I told you, to achieve your goals, you need to become the person, right? So as everything in this world is just frequencies, so we need to align ourselves in the frequency of the person who makes $10,000 a month, right? Now let's break it down. You are now at your current position. You are making $1 to $2,000 a month, or you are making no money. You're fucking broke, right? So this is your current reality, or this is, for example, your old frequency that you're operating in, and we want to get into a new frequency that makes $10,000 a month. Understand this concept, because if you understand this, it will be very easier for you to work towards it, right? Now, if you want to go to this frequency, you need to outgrow your old frequency in order to reach here, right? Now, all these frequencies in this world exist because they want to exist, right? They don't want to get vanished, and all these frequencies work like this, right? They just want to they just want to exist. For example, all your addictions are just frequencies that is ingrained in you, right? And well, and when you try to remove a kind of like addiction, or if you try to get rid of an addiction, then it pulls you down, right? Well, you always fall into that particular addiction because it is frequency. It is a frequency that is always trying to exist. So when you try to reduce the addiction, or when you try to just get out of that addiction, it pulls you down because it wants to exist, right? So when we let's take this particular perspective in your goal setting, or your achieving your goal, right? So let's say when I try to outgrow my old frequency, who is making now $1 to $2,000 or broke, right? When I want to outgrow my old frequency to the frequency where I'm making $10,000 a month and I'm handling everything, I am the person who can handle everything at that particular position, then definitely this old frequency will try to drag me down. And how it will drag me down? Obviously, if you see all these metaphysical world, he tries to pull you down using all these, all the what I tell this, the reality, the illusion of reality. In this illusion of reality, he tries to throw self-doubt in you, so that you'll feel, man, I can't reach there. I can't reach. This is so big. This goal is so big. I can't do it. Why do you get this particular thought? Because you have that conditioning in your old frequency. Your old frequency want to exist. He doesn't want to get to that position, because getting to that position is obviously stressful. It's not comfortable. It is uncomfortable. And your old frequency will find different ways to uh, confirm that particular belief, right? So that is a particular reason why when you work, or when you start working towards your goal, you feel that self-doubt. Okay, am I able to do it? Am I able to do it? Because you're outgrowing that particular frequency, right? So what you need to understand is, this is something that is in the, as I told you, that there are different conditioning that has been done in your mind from a really young age. Yeah, from a really young age, from the schools, from the colleges, right? They have conditioned in your mind that self-doubt is bad, because it's kind of like lack of faith in oneself, right? Because the but the but the actual thing about self-doubt is a defense mechanism. So is self-doubt what self-doubt is actually what self-doubt is actually is it is a defense mechanism used by your mind in order. So what self-doubt is basically, your self-doubt is basically a defense mechanism that your mind uses when your old frequency is in danger. So when you try to outgrow your old frequency, your mind through that illusion of self-doubt, so that you come back to that old frequency or to make that old frequency exist, right? So when you understand this concept, then it will be very easier for you to understand that self-doubt is not bad. All these time, our society have always told us that self-doubt is bad. You're getting self-doubt, that means there's some problem. We attach that particular thing into a negative thought, right? To a negative emotion. And that is the problem. That is the problem. That's why we continue ourselves dragging back down to the same loop. What we need to understand is, when we get self-doubt, it is a good thing. You need to adapt that mindset that yes, it is a good thing. That means I'm outgrowing my old frequency. That means I'm getting closer to my goal. I'm getting closer to the dreamed identity that I have set towards, right? And you have to always believe that you are that person. You are that person who makes $10,000 a month, and make the decision based on that. It will make your life hell easier. You'll have a complete, at least, perspective towards what needs to be done and what's not needs to be done, right? So when 99% people are using self-doubt to their disadvantage, to just getting back to where they are, use self-doubt as your advantage. Use it as a positive perspective, because the perspective towards life will define your life. Because we choose, we decide to create our realities. No one creates our reality for us. We decide. All our decisions, all our actions, all our emotions, all our thoughts define our reality. And if you know how to use that into your advantage, it will be hell easier for you to win in life, to win in business, right? So I hope you got a lot of value from this video. If you got value from this video, then do let me know in the comments. And yeah, man. So that's it for the video. Let me know if you want me to cover some more topics related to these kind of things, like the kind of problems that you guys face mentally and maybe in the business. So just let me know in the comments, and I'll make videos around it. So yeah, that's it for the video. I'll catch you in the next video.